he's with a Jewish girl tonight. But I don't know how many of you had occasions that you invited Dick. And everyone got up tonight and spoke at the mic and said really nice things about Dick. But I don't know how many of you remember all the roasting that he did on all of us. Do you remember that? Yeah. Every time Dick would come to a party at IBM and he was the MC or he was asked to take the mic, he would roast the person. He came to my, remember that? Yeah. He came to one of my big parties that was a friend of mine who lived on Fifth Avenue and kind of was rolling in money, and Dick was very impressed to be invited to the building. But he got up and all he did was roast me. That's not funny because he knows if she's there, he can't do that. But anyway, I just want to tell you a couple of little stories about Dick. When Fleming and Dick came to New York, it was always my feeling that they didn't know many people of the Jewish religion. And Dick introduced me to him through an interview that I had with him to join his staff, which was management development. I guess this was back around 1969. And the day he interviewed me was the, what we call in our religion, Erev Rosh Hashanah, which means the night of the first day of Rosh Hashanah. And usually you got home and you had dinner with the family and friends and so forth. And I said to Dick at about 3:30, I said, Mr. Rutledge, because I didn't know him then, and he spoke with a Southern accent, and I didn't know many people who spoke with a Southern accent. And I said, excuse me, Mr. Rutledge, but it's been very nice meeting you. I would love the job, but I can't continue this interview. I have to go home. He said, why do you have to go home? I said, it's Rosh Hashanah. He said, what do you mean you're rushing home? Well, that was my first encounter with Dick Rutledge. His boss called me the next day and he said, I don't know what you did. He said, but he liked you. I said, does that mean I have the job? He said, yeah, that means you have the job. Yeah. Well, fast forward, he hired me to be the person when the government started Title VII. IBM decided they had to hire women and treat women fairly and so on and so forth. So my job was to teach men how to manage women. Okay? And Dick sent me to a couple of schools at University of Pennsylvania, Harvard, a few other places to take courses in how do you manage women. So I said to Dick, there's nothing to manage women. He said, well, I've been having trouble managing you. Anyhow, the story goes on and on, but one story I really have to tell you is that I was in a little bit of a car accident, and I tried to collect some insurance money from the person who hit me. And one of the things the insurance company wanted to know is, did I miss any days of work? I said, oh yeah, I missed 2 weeks of work. And they said, well, can we get a letter from your boss? So I go to Dick, you remember this one?
Yeah.
And I said, Dick, I said, can I get a letter from you that I missed work for 2 weeks? He said, well, that's not the truth. I said, Dick, let me tell you something. You're in New York. I said, you're working in New York, not Virginia. This is the home of a lot of Jewish people, and we do things a little different. I said, if you want to be successful at IBM, you better write that letter for me. I'll start learning how to write letters. Anyway, just a little aside, I love this man. I love him, probably my best friend. Dick has always cared. We've been going to tennis matches because when I had a job at IBM, I had an opportunity with IBM's money to buy a box. So, and I said to Dick, here, you take tickets and invite your friends, and a number of you sitting here I've met by Dick inviting you as his guest to my seats. That was that. It was really a lot of fun. One of the things I have to tell you is one of the girls who's a friend of mine used to bring Kermits. Remember Kermits? Hermits. We couldn't decide. Anyway, she called me to wish me a happy birthday 2 days ago. And she said, well, what are you doing? I said, well, you wouldn't believe I'm going to Dick Rutledge's 90th birthday. She said, well, please remind him that they don't sell Kermits or Hermits or whatever they are anymore. I said, I'm going to look for them and see if I could bring them, but I lost it. They don't make them. Anyway, I just want to say that the Rutledges have been dear, dear friends. I hear that they kind of keep saying when somebody does something that may be not so Christian, they say you just did a Harriet. And I will not say anything more. But anyway, I love them dearly. They've been wonderful friends, and Dick is really a very special person.
Oh, we love you. We love you. We love you.